When it comes down to getting a deal put together in a private company, we call it triangulation, principally, on the financial side. This separates all the emotional issues in another analysis. But when you talk about how you come to an agreement, price and terms, and I would also say terms and conditions are a big deal here. That exiting shareholder's financial picture is a gigantic deal. A reasonable range of the value is a big deal, and the business's capacity is a big deal. Remember, the business's capacity is a big deal because that's the source of the money often. Even if you're going to borrow to do it, it's got to be based on what the business can handle and what the bank will lend. And in most cases, when you can't borrow that money, the business capacity has got to cover the payments that are involved in a seller note anyway, right? So it's rare when we help people come to some conclusions here. These are the three things that are sort of always kind of moving around. What's it worth? What can the business handle? Funding it itself? And what do you need? It's like this moving thing of these three things. So I think the biggest problem that a lot of people look, when they look at this financially, they look at it and say, well, I'm going to get some third-party guru to go tell me the value. That's it. That's what we do. It's wrong. Done it too many times. It's bad advice. Don't listen to it. What you need to do is get your head around your financial picture with somebody that helps you understand your personal financial situation. It's important. You've got to look at what the business can handle, because the other reason why this is so important is to that $4 million example. So suppose you do a $4 million, sounds great, but who is, if the goals are, I want to get, amount of money out and I want my kids to have an opportunity, so we do $4 million when it really can only handle 3, as an example. So what happens? You get down the road a year or two, what happens? You struggle. So now who's going to lose? Everyone. The senior guy's going to lose because the company can't handle the cash flow. Who else loses? Next generation loses because the thing is going to crater because it's levered too much. So this is a huge deal. Again, why is this? Think about that first slide, public markets versus private markets. Public markets, this matters, but there's this gigantic capital market available to go get money. Costco decides to go to the bond market last week to pay a $7 dividend. Well, that's really great, but with companies we work with, you got to eat what you kill. That's the right term. You got to handle it on your own nickel, and if it doesn't work, it all comes back to you. It's no different than the way the business has been run for the number of years you've had it. If this doesn't work, it all comes back in your lap. So these three things, so when people say, well, what's the value? What's the number? Well, I don't know. Number's going to be different if the senior generation's liquid and got a lot of money sitting around, their retirement's secure, things look good, right? Even if, let's just say you have a business that's worth $2.5 million, to pick a number, that's what the value says roughly. If the person's financial picture is stressed, maybe they want every nickel of that. Often what happens is when their financial picture is good, people often say, look, I don't want what I can get, I want what I need. Because I've got a duality of motives. I don't want to overstress the business. I'd like to give the people coming behind me an opportunity.